Have you ever felt overwhelmed by negative thoughts? A question many of us can relate to. These thoughts, often rooted in self-doubt, fear, and worry, can be like unwelcome guests in our minds, impacting the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. They can drain our energy, steal our joy, and hold us back from reaching our full potential. But here's the good news. We can overcome these negative thoughts. It's not about denying their existence or suppressing them, but learning how to navigate through them. This involves embracing rejection as a stepping stone to success, focusing on our own interests and goals rather than comparing ourselves to others, surrounding ourselves with positive influences, reframing our thoughts, and cultivating a positive attitude in every situation. In the next few minutes, you'll learn practical steps to overcome these thoughts and embrace positivity. So, are you ready to change your mind, to change your life? Let's get started. First off, let's talk about rejection. Rejection. It's a word that sends a shiver down the spine, isn't it? Something we all dread. But the truth is, it's a natural part of life. It's not always a negative thing, even though we often perceive it that way. In fact, rejection can be a powerful motivator and a stepping stone to success. Yes, you heard it right, a stepping stone to success. Let's take an example. Have you heard the story of the WhatsApp founders? No? Well, it's quite an interesting one. Brian Acton and Jan Koum, the brains behind the popular messaging app, faced rejection from multiple companies before they finally struck gold with WhatsApp. Acton and Koum applied for jobs at Facebook and Twitter, among other tech giants. But they were turned down. Now they could have taken this as a sign that they weren't good enough, that they didn't have what it takes. But they didn't. Instead, they viewed it as an opportunity to create something of their own. And that's exactly what they did. They created WhatsApp, a messaging app that revolutionized the way we communicate. And guess what? In 2014, Facebook bought WhatsApp for a staggering $19 billion. Yes, the same Facebook that had once rejected them. So what's the moral of the story here? It's simple. Rejection is not the end. It's a stepping stone. It's a chance to learn, to grow, to improve. It's an opportunity to prove yourself, to show the world what you're capable of. So the next time you face rejection, don't get disheartened. Don't let it bring you down. Instead, embrace it. Use it as a motivation to do better, to be better. Remember, every rejection is a step closer to success. So remember, rejection is not a roadblock, but a stepping stone to success. Next, let's discuss the dangers of comparison. We've all been there, haven't we? Caught in the trap of comparison, measuring our progress against that of others. It's an easy pitfall to stumble into, but it's a dangerous one. You see, comparison is a thief. It sneaks up on you, and before you know it, it's stolen your joy, your self-esteem, and your motivation. It's an insidious habit that can leave you feeling inadequate and dissatisfied, no matter how hard you've worked or how far you've come. But here's the truth. Comparison doesn't give you the full picture. It only shows you the highlights of someone else's life, not the struggles, the setbacks, or the hard work. It's like comparing your behind-the-scenes footage with someone else's highlight reel. It's simply not a fair comparison. And the worst part? Comparison can distract you from your own unique journey. It can make you lose sight of your own interests, passions, and goals. Instead of focusing on your own path, you're veering off course, trying to follow someone else's. So here's a radical idea. Stop comparing. Instead, focus on your own journey. Embrace your own interests and goals. Celebrate your own progress, however small it may seem. Remember, your journey is unique, and it's not meant to be compared with anyone else's. Start living your own life. Define success on your own terms. Strive for progress, not perfection. Don't be discouraged if your progress seems slow. Remember, even a small step forward is still a step forward, and it's your step, your progress, your journey. Comparison can be a tough habit to break, but it's worth it. When you stop comparing, you start living. You start appreciating your own journey. You start celebrating your own progress. And most importantly, you start being kinder to yourself. So let's make a pact. Let's stop comparing ourselves to others. Let's start focusing on our own unique journeys, our own unique goals. Let's start living our own lives, because life is too short, too precious to be lived in someone else's shadow. So stop comparing and start living your own life. Now let's talk about the company you keep. Ever heard the saying, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with"? Well, it's not just a saying, it's a psychological fact. The people we engage with on a regular basis have a profound impact on our mindset and attitudes, and ultimately, our life outcomes. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of positivity, water them with good thoughts, and give them enough sunlight of optimism, you'll see flowers of happiness bloom. But if you let weeds of negativity grow, they'll choke out the positivity and leave you with a garden full of doubt and despair. The same principle applies to the people you surround yourself with. If you're constantly in the company of those who complain, criticize, and spread negativity, it's like allowing those weeds to take root in your garden. It can be draining, and over time you might find yourself adopting their negative outlook, even if you don't realize it. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting individuals who inspire and encourage you is like planting those seeds of positivity. They'll help you cultivate a healthier mindset, foster resilience, and empower you to rise above challenges. Now, this doesn't mean you should completely cut ties with anyone who has a bad day or goes through a rough patch. We all have our moments. But it's crucial to differentiate between temporary negativity and consistent, pervasive pessimism. So take a moment and think about the people in your life. Do they lift you up or bring you down? Do they inspire you to be better, or do they drain your energy? Are they flowers in your mental garden, or are they weeds? If it's the latter, it might be time to do a little weeding. Surrounding yourself with positive influences isn't about living in a bubble. It's about creating an environment that supports your growth, happiness, and well-being. Remember, you become the average of the people you spend most of your time with. So, choose wisely. Moving on, let's discuss the power of perspective. Imagine you're an artist, and your thoughts are the brush strokes that color your canvas, the canvas being your life. Now, what if I told you that you have the power to switch the shades of your thoughts from dark to light? This is the concept of reframing thoughts. Reframing is an art, a skill that can be honed with practice. It's about viewing life through a new lens, changing your negative perspectives to positive ones. It's about taking a step back, looking at the bigger picture and understanding that every cloud has a silver lining. You see, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Let's consider an example. You're stuck in traffic, and you start feeling agitated. Your mind fills with negative thoughts about how your day is ruined. But what if you reframe this situation? What if instead you view this as an opportunity to enjoy some alone time, listen to your favorite music, or catch up on an audiobook? Suddenly, the traffic doesn't seem that bad, does it? This is the power of reframing thoughts. It's about understanding that your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly think negatively, you'll find yourself in a world that's dark and dreary. But if you choose to reframe your thoughts, to look for the silver linings, you'll find yourself in a world that's bright and full of possibility. Now, reframing thoughts doesn't mean ignoring the negative aspects of life. It's about acknowledging them, but choosing to focus on the positives. It's about realizing that setbacks aren't failures, they're simply redirections. They are opportunities to learn, to grow, and to become a better version of yourself. So the next time you find yourself drowning in a sea of negative thoughts, remember to reframe. Switch the shades of your thoughts from dark to light, and watch as your world transforms. Remember, setbacks aren't failures, they are redirections. Lastly, we'll discuss the importance of maintaining a positive attitude. You see, the power of positivity isn't just a catchphrase. It's a mindset, a lifestyle. Every situation, no matter how grim, holds a silver lining. It's all about perspective. When we cultivate an affirmative approach, we begin to see opportunities where we once saw obstacles. We become more resilient, more flexible in the face of adversity. This isn't about ignoring the negative, but rather acknowledging it and choosing to focus on the positive. Why is this important? Because a positive attitude directly influences productivity. It fosters creativity, bolsters problem-solving skills, and encourages collaboration. Moreover, it improves our overall well-being. It reduces stress, boosts self-esteem, and promotes healthier relationships. Remember, positivity is a choice. It's a decision to see the glass as half full, to believe in possibilities rather than limitations. So stay positive and watch as the world around you changes. To wrap up, let's quickly revisit our key takeaways. Embrace rejection, viewing it as a stepping stone to success. Cease the comparisons, focusing instead on your own interests and goals. Immerse yourself in positivity, surrounding yourself with uplifting influences. Reframe your thoughts, turning negatives into positives, seeing setbacks as redirections. And finally, maintain an affirmative approach, cultivating a positive attitude in all situations for enhanced productivity and well-being. Remember, you have the power to overcome negative thoughts and live a more positive life. Start today.